What's up, guys? I hope you're having a good day. So this video is a continuation of my Oscar nominees Best Picture series. Hidden Figures is directed by Theodore Melfi and stars Taraji P. Henson, Octavia Spencer, and Janelle Monáe as three women who play a pivotal role in NASA's first sort of space launch mission. And the film is set during a time when there is a lot of tension between African Americans and the white people in America. And so you kind of see not only the story of them trying to get this guy into space, but you also see them coping with relationships at home. And you kind of see their desires to do things that white people could do at the time, like, you know, go to certain colleges, get certain degrees. Some, you know, they're separate toilets. There are colored toilets and non-colored toilets. There are different offices. They work like the black people and the white people. They work completely apart. And this film is essentially a feel-good movie. When you watch this movie, it's very fun, it's very entertaining, and it's very uplifting. But what sets this film apart from the rest of the feel-good movies, you know, the typical feel-good movies, and the reason that I feel it has been nominated for Best Picture is how important this movie is. The name, Hidden Figures, this isn't only just to signify like the maths and all the calculations, the scientific stuff, because this film is about NASA and maths and science. The title is essentially trying to say that there are a lot of important people who were very, very important to this program, this mission, who may not be recognized and should be recognized. And this film is doing just that. Now, Taraji P. Henson, which you could argue is pretty much the main character in this movie, her character is basically this mathematical genius who starts working for the more sort of the higher end, the higher up section of NASA. And she's like the only black person working there. When she's using a kettle to make coffee, nobody else touches that kettle. People give her like the bin because they think she's like the garbage lady or whatever. And she has to run like 5 miles to go to the colored toilet because she's not allowed in the normal toilet. And she's amazing in this movie. How she didn't get nominated for Best Actress is beyond me. She has this one scene, right? Which I feel like is a standout scene in this movie. It's basically the scene when her character has sort of had enough with all this racism and all this prejudice, and she just breaks down, and it's breathtaking. You really have to see it to understand what I'm talking about. She's amazing in this movie. Like I said, she definitely should have been nominated for Best Actress. Also in this film is Octavia Spencer. She already has an Oscar, but she's also nominated this year. She was very good. No standout moments or anything, but I do think that she was very good. Now, Janelle Monáe is also in this movie. She's an engineer. Now, when I was talking about, like, you know, the black people not being able to go to certain schools and take certain degrees, applies to her character the most. She's an engineer. She wants to learn engineering, and she wants to work for NASA and have a more important job, but she's not allowed to because she doesn't have a certain degree. Yeah, she's great in the movie, by the way, but there's this one scene. She's in court, she's talking to the judge and sort of trying to convince him to let her take this class. And that scene was really, really emotionally powerful. I loved that scene and I loved her performance. Kevin Costner is in this movie. I mean, I didn't even realize Kevin Costner was in this movie. He's very good, so is Kirsten Dunst. Jim Parsons from The Big Bang Theory is in this movie as well. He's like the biggest dickhead I've seen in a long time in film. He's like Joffrey, but like at NASA. He's a dick. So like I said, this film is extremely important, and I was wondering, because you know all these like based on a true story films, sometimes, you know, like they could be extremely accurate or they couldn't be, like American Hustle, which is basically saying like some stuff happened. This movie, I did some fact checking. It's very accurate. A lot of the characters are portrayed in very similar ways to the real people, and that's obviously great. And this film tells a very intriguing story. It's very entertaining. It has a lot of fun and a lot of important messages, which is why I give Hidden Figures an A-. Guys, thank you very much for watching as always. My next Best Picture nominee review will be Manchester by the Sea. I have another how-to video to make, which I've been promising for way too long now. I really shouldn't have said anything. But yeah, that is coming out real soon. I'm working on that. I want to make it as best as possible. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Thank you.